How you guys doing now? Back at you guys with another presentation on this beautiful day. Um, Hope everybody's doing okay today. I want to talk to you guys about an incident that happened when I was 19. I felt this would be a good topic because I've never mentioned this incident, but this happened back in 2008, a year after I graduated high school. I was 19. This was back at '08. I was 19, and I was kicking it with a coworker of mine, and he used to tell me, "Don't tell nobody we kicked it," which was a major red flag. I should have stopped hanging out with him then. But when we kicked it, we went to the club together. I felt like I was dressed pretty good. I had on a Lacoste polo shirt, some jeans, some nice Air Force Ones. And I recall having a baseball cap on too, an Atlanta Braves baseball cap. You got to represent your home. But I always because I used to collect baseball caps. That was something that Kent used to be into as well, collecting baseball caps. So, I had a Lacoste polo on, and Buddy, the coworker that I was hanging out with, he felt some kind of way about what I was wearing. I felt what I was wearing was fine. He gave me another shirt to put on. Now, how would you guys feel in a position like this? I mean, look, ain't nothing wrong with Lacoste. Lacoste is nice. If you guys familiar with the rapper Pastor Troy even made a song talking about Polo, Ralph Lauren, and Lacoste. You could check that song out, Polo and Lacoste by Pastor Troy. I mean, I didn't feel there was nothing wrong with what I had on, but this just go to show you the mentality in the urban community. Like, I hate to use this word, but I'm going to go ahead and use it anyway. My swag is on the level of Michael B. Jordan. I got that Michael B. Jordan type of swag. I got that Hollywood black tie fair type of swag. I wasn't raised in the trenches. I wasn't raised in the bricks, like a lot of brothers were. And this guy that I was kicking it with, he was Jamaican, and he was from Maryland. So Maryland is a hood place anyway. But it just go to show you, man, like as a brother, if you're not fitting a certain image, if you don't fit a certain image, you automatically get lumped into that nerd category. Because I've had women assume that I was a nerd, preacher. I've been lumped into that category myself. But it just go to show you that as a brother, if you're not from the trenches, if you don't have that gangster persona, if you don't have that gangster head buster type of image, because it is an image that you have to fit as a brother. And as a brother, if you don't fit that image, you automatically going to be looked at in a negative way if you don't fit this image. And you could blame it on rap music. You could blame it on a lot of different things. I feel rap music has definitely contributed to this type of mentality, because if I had that same, let's say if I would have had let's say if I would have fit that stereotypical image when I was hanging out with this dude, when I was hanging out with that coworker of mine, if I had tats, if I was wearing a white tee, sagging jeans, some Jordans, I had some dreads, had a grill in my mouth, I was talking that slang, the slang that they talk. If I would have fit that narrative back when I was 19, Buddy wouldn't have had no issue kicking it with me. He would have kicked it with me with no issue. But that just go to show you that as a brother, you have to fit you have to fit a certain image. Cause I didn't feel there was nothing wrong with what I had on. But dude wanted me, he gave me another shirt to put on. Cause evidently he felt that Lacoste shirt that I was wearing, he felt that was corny. But the point that I'm trying to make in this presentation, guys, is it just go to show you that as a brother, if you don't fit that stereotype, you automatically gonna be seen as an outcast. And I'm about to cross this street. And this is why I say to you guys, rap music has had a real detrimental effect on the culture. It's really had a detrimental effect on the culture. I mean, I want you guys to let me know. How would you react to a situation like that? You know, like, you know, if you was kicking it with a coworker, and if you was kicking it with a coworker, and if you was kicking it with a coworker, and the coworker told you to take off whatever you had on and put something else on, you know, buddy telling me, oh man, that's a fly shirt, but put this on. He didn't think the shirt that I had on was fly. But I just go to show you that as a brother, if you don't fit that stereotypical image, if you're not, you know, if you don't fit that prototype, you get labeled with negative stigmas. And you could blame it on rap music. I blame it on rap music. That's why I say rap music has not contributed anything positive to the urban community. You know, like, as a brother, it's sad. If you don't fit that gangster persona, if you don't fit that gangster image, you get labeled as a nerd. You get labeled as a square. It's sad, but that's the culture. And, you know, I noticed some sisters was even saying about Michael B. Jordan. They even felt that he was a nerd. You know, they was saying some negative things about him, but this just go to show you that as a brother, you know, with the whole hip hop and rap culture, it just go to show you that if you don't fit that prototype, if you don't fit that image, you automatically get negative stigmas attached to you. Because I never really followed the culture. You know, I tried to follow the culture in my younger days, but I always liked sophisticated type of stuff. Like, even back when I was a teenager, I was wearing corduroy blazers and stuff like that. Like, I always liked elegant, sophisticated type of stuff. That was always my cup of tea. Like, that was just always my swag. That's my style. You know, that's what I like. But it just go to show you that as a brother, you know, if you don't fit that hood, if you don't have that hood, if you don't fit into that hood element, that's what I'll call it. If you don't fit into that hood element, you automatically labeled a preacher, labeled a nerd, labeled soft, labeled funny, you know, like, people automatically attach negative stigmas to you, especially as a brother, when you don't fit that stereotype. It's sad. And I was 19 when this incident happened. But you guys let me know, how would you react, or how would you respond to someone telling you, oh, that's a nice shirt you got on, man, but put this shirt on. They telling you to take the shirt off that you got on and put something else on. You guys let me know how you would respond in a situation like that. Because back then, you know, I was young. I actually put the shirt on that buddy gave me. But now, as a full-grown man, if I was kicking it with a dude and they told me to take off what I got on and put something else on, I'd tell them to get the heck on. You never modify yourself to please others. But you know, you live and you learn. But you guys leave your comments. Let me know how would you respond in a situation like that. You kicking it with a dude, and you know, he telling you, oh, that's a nice shirt, but put this on. But that just go to show you, man, as a brother, you know, situations like this just go to show you that as a brother, if you don't fit that standard, if you don't fit that stereotype, you automatically get labeled in a negative way. It's so sad, guys. But you guys leave your comments. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe, and support the channel. I'll leave that information in the description of this presentation. But you guys have a good one. Happy Monday.